Hi, we're Joey and Robyn, and we want to demonstrate one of our exercises called the hot and cold exercise.
And if you remember playing that as a kid where someone would hide an object and someone would say warmer, warmer, cold, hot, that's what we're doing to connect with our partner better.
Yeah, and this is really established on this principle of connecting before correcting or explaining. Often couples, ourselves included, default to giving an explanation or a correction, hoping that that will help our partner to see the light, and then we will
get it.
somehow reconnect. But usually it has the opposite effect, even when we are quote unquote right.
So watch us demonstrate the hot-cold communication tool. So the scenario we're going to use is a very common one of being on our phones instead of connecting face-to-face. Joey's going to take on as if he's the husband that comes home from work and goes straight to his phone. All right, so he's going to try on statements for me now. So you're going to take some about, 8 to 10 feet away from each other so you have space to move. And warm me to you.
Okay. Robyn, I know you see me on my phone a lot when I get home, but I've got really important things to do, and I'm just trying to get those all checked off my list so that we can, okay. Let me try that again. When you see me on my phone, let me try that again. When I'm on my phone, I know it's hard, but I'm really trying to make a difference in our finances and really get us to our goals. Okay. I know when I'm on my phone, it must be really frustrating because what you're really wanting is to spend some quality time with me, and you don't feel it as important when my phone is the priority. Okay. I can imagine when you see me on my phone a lot, scrolling, but you don't want to know my reasons. You just want my presence more than things that I'm doing. Okay.
Yes. All right, so let's break down what that was about. The first statement he said, which was what?
About I have important things to do. I'm working on our goals.
He went straight to trying to justify why he thinks he should be on the phone. And for me, I was like, nope, I'm out.
As true as that statement might be from my heart, I'm trying to work on things for us.
Yep.
But it just, that statement needs to come a little bit later after we've already established a connection.
The second one, he said something about, hey, I'm doing this for us and our future. And that's where I was like, I gave him a tiny little baby step because I've been longing for him to prioritize us, but it still felt like an excuse. So I pretty much stayed where I was.
What made it land for you when I talked about just what you needed, presence?
Yeah, exactly that. He made it about me, not about him. He connected with my feelings about it. Like, I'm frustrated, and didn't add anything more to it. And so yes, that warmed me to him. And then that last statement you said, that you can only imagine what it must actually feel like I'm not a priority. Like, that went something even deeper in me, because that's beyond the phone. I feel that in other parts in this pretend scenario in our marriage. And so he got to the core, and that was a really big step.
When we can say things like it must really matter, or ultimately what you're really wanting is this, that drops down to those deeper places. We kind of read between the lines, and that's really going to draw your spouse closer. And what you're doing is the person saying the statements, you're restraining from your corrections, your logic, your things, trying to get that person to connect more closely as a first round. You'll have time for those other conversations later because they're important too.
So practice the hot cold exercise. You can even do this in a restaurant. Like, pretend this is salt and pepper shakers. You can just literally move them forward and backwards in conversation to give your partner a cue, like, hey, that's not landing for me, or, oh, keep going in that direction. The key in this exercise is whoever's practicing trying on connecting statements, the person responding doesn't say a word. You're just moving your body to give a physical cue, so they learn a more nuanced way that works for you.
This is about learning each other more deeply, getting rid of assumptions. And then after you do this exercise a couple times, do talk about it. Then that's when both voices get shared, and you got to really figure out and learn. And ultimately, you guys, you're increasing your awareness around how you communicate and what lands.
Yes. So have at it.